This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Greetings and salutation, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Amazing Spider-Man 2. In the last episode, we stopped this like crazy flyer dude from bombing the city, and now we gotta go to Oscorp to find out what's going on. But before we do that, let's take a look at some of the stuff I've collected over the course of the game.
I'll make a suggestion that'll cut crime in half in this city. Just
yes,
move
Dan?
Oscorp to New Jersey.
Oh. Well, would that be New Jersey's problem? Move it! Alright, anyway. So, just to let you know, I've finished all the comic pages. Still haven't found all the audios or Oscorp crates, but I finished all the races. Combat challenges almost have the photos and everything else. So, but basically, I've unlocked the suit. I haven't unlocked the final suit. The final suit you get from beating the game. But I've unlocked all the posters, so let's take a quick pizzazz through that, shall we? Uncle Ben. We've got the city. We've got his parents leaving him during a scene. Got Peter looking the spider. Got Shocker. Got Peter in his vigilante suit. Too bad it just won't let me switch to the next scene from here. I have to go back. Him looking outside like a Batman. Uncle Owen's Uncle Owen. Aunt Brew, Uncle Owen. No, Uncle Parker, or, you know, Ben. Yes, that's it.
Man, swinging around town in a spider suit really gives your deodorant a workout.
The suit, or the Oscorp tech, Black Cat in her modern day suit. Like I said, I mean, it's not bad. I just like her costume. Let's see, Aunt May and Peter doing some stuff. Peter looking cool. Craven's house. Craven. Oh, that's actually kind of neat. Look at that crossbow. Nice. I'm always a fan of unlocking stuff like this, like concept art or whatever, like what they thought when they were putting it together, fighting a spider slayer or something like that. Building the construction yard. Probably that one place where we find Fisk. That's where Cassidy was. Was that the name of it? No, it wasn't Cassidy. It was like some other C word. Anyway. Spider-Man looking awesome. Fisk's laboratory thing, the hideouts, and what's this? We haven't seen this. Now we'll see it in a few minutes anyway, so, or maybe not a few minutes, but found all the posters.
So, my old enemy, we meet again.
I've already done all the combat challenges. They were a bit annoying, I'll admit. Let's look at the figures. Let's see, I already checked Peter Parker. This might be just a collection episode, so you could probably skip it if you're not into that stuff. Ben and May Parker, Peter Parker's uncle and his wife, who raised Peter after his parents fled. A salt-of-the-earth, blue-collar guy without much schooling himself, Ben raised Peter to value education. He's a good person and help others in need. Oh, okay, I read that wrong. After Peter got his powers and his Spider-Man-related disappearance caused tension between him and his aunt and uncle, Peter stormed out of the house. Ben followed. A burglar robbed a convenience store. He ran past Peter, who ignored the clerk's call to stop him. Not my problem. Moments later, Ben heeded the call and tried to stop the criminal, only to be shot by him and die in Peter's arms, instilling in Peter a tremendous guilt and a sense of responsibility to use his powers for the good of all. Peter's aunt and mother figure, May Parker, is the rock of Peter's world. A nurse, she is possessed of a... I don't know, was she originally a nurse in the story? Yeah, why not? She is possessed of a fiercer inner strength, willing to face anyone or anything that comes her way, putting aside her own grief at the loss of her husband to focus on Peter's welfare and education. It is hinted at that she may know he is really Spider-Man, but this is never confirmed. In the film, so they do mention the film. In the film, she does inspire him to start taking pictures of Spider-Man to show that he's a good guy. She loves Peter fiercely and worries about him constantly. He worries about her too, but the truth is that she is the stronger person, even if he is the one without the powers.
There's some places Peter Parker can go that Spider-Man can't.
She believes Norman Osborn's frame of Peter's parents that they were traitors attempting to sell their research to a foreign government, but has kept this from Peter for his own sake. What? Okay. I think that was worded a bit odd. And see, we already did Peter's thing at the beginning of the game. Street thugs. Every ecosystem has its bottom feeders, and that includes the underworld. An alliance of street criminals, muscle and gang members
my friends
has been
check
brought
out the
together
band
by
of
Herman
Jazzy
Schultz.
Johnnies. I get to swing around town getting beat up.
I don't mind
the
Peter
glamorous
talking.
life of a superhero.
I don't mean Peter talking, but sometimes it kind of jolts me sometimes. Alliance of street criminals, muscle, and gang members has been brought together by Herman Schultz, an ambitious opportunist who want to become a power player in organized crime. While not the smartest bunch, their numbers, strength, and ruthlessness make them a dangerous force to be reckoned with, especially with the help of weapons and bioenhanced tech stolen from Oscorp. Dennis Carradine. An experienced low-level criminal, Dennis Carradine specializes in selling illegal arms, but he'll resort to any means available to make an illicit buck, from petty burglars to murder. He appears to have no conscience or regard for human life and will not hesitate to kill anyone who gets in his way, including Peter Parker's Uncle Ben. Alright. Do I want to read all these? Because I know I haven't unlocked all of them. I won't unlock the final one till the end of the game, though. Yeah, we'll keep going. Why not? And I'll just read the final one at the end. Stan. Stan is the proprietor of the Comic Stand, a comic book store that Ben Parker often took his nephew Peter to, and a longtime friend of Ben and May. Active in his community, is a salt-of-the-earth avuncular figure, always ready to offer a gripping comic book tale to suit a customer's interest or mood. He is a living legend in the neighborhood. Herman Schultz, a.k.a. the Shocker. Herman Schultz is the leader of a confederation of criminals street gangs. He is ambitious, eager to consolidate his power, and become a big-shot crime lord any way he can, such as by stealing experimental weaponry like Oscorp's Project SHCR, Seismic Harness Construction Resource, Vibration Gauntlets. Created as a safer alternative for explosives and other demolition materials, this kind of reminds me of like how they explained the robots in Mega Man. A reasonably skilled leader of the lowlifes who populates the bottom level of organized crime, he is nevertheless not as clever or talented as they think he is, but that won't stop him from reaching the top. The task force. In response to the recent crime wave, billionaire Wilson Fisk and Harry Osborn decided to help the police fight back. With the support
there's
of the
one
chief
perk
of
to
police,
being Spider-Man. You learn where all the best public bathrooms are.
Fisk hand-picked officers from throughout the 5 boroughs, while Oscorp equipped them with cutting-edge weapons. Some New Yorkers complained about the task force's heavy-handed tactics. Others say its members have histories of questionable behavior, but most are glad someone's finally doing something about crime in the city. Hey, what am I, chopped liver? Russian gang. Highly organized and well-equipped, the Russian mob has its hands in every imaginable criminal enterprise, but they want more. The move to expand beyond traditional territories has left bullets flying and bodies in the streets. Some of them went as far as injecting themselves with bioenhancement serum stolen from Oscorp. With a steady flow of money and weapons from the old country, they have an excellent chance of expanding their power base, and anyone who gets in their way won't be for long. Felicia Hardy, a.k.a. the Black Cat. A cat burglar who walks the razor's edge of morality, Felicia Hardy loves fine things and the thrill of stealing them. Though as agile and skilled in battle as an Olympic gymnast, she is not one to commit unnecessary violence or steal from those who can't afford to lose what she takes. For Felicia, the excitement of the score is important or more so than the prize. She's shown an attraction to Spider-Man, but has no interest in who he is under the mask, which is why the relationship wouldn't work. She feels their relationship is perfect as it is, because she doesn't want to work for it. Among the rooftops, never growing boring or stale. When last seen, she sought superhuman powers to make herself Spider-Man's equal. Now she seems to have found them, though where and at what price remains a mystery. Kraven the Hunter, descending
Sometimes
from
I wish
Russian
I had a
nobility.
quieter, more low-profile gig, like pro wrestling.
Apparently I can actually view them. That's cool, but I'm not going to actually mess with that. I'm just here to read it. Descended from Russian nobility, Sergei Kravenov intends on proving himself the world's apex predator by hunting and defeating the deadliest prey. Big cats, bears, dinosaurs, it is the Marvel Universe, so of course there's dinosaurs, cross-species monsters, and men. His exploits have made him a world famous. Though he subscribes to the law of survival of the fittest, Kraven has a firm code of honor. His prey always gets the chance of face-to-face fight.
Deodorant and workout.
And a worthy opponent is given respect. Like a tiger, Kraven is fascinating, charismatic, and not despite, but because of how dangerous he is. Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. the Kingpin. A self-made man, Wilson Fisk rose from the abject poverty in Hell's Kitchen and the horrors of an abusive father to become a wealthy businessman. Having built his fortune in Asia, he recently returned to the city of his birth, where he learned sumo. New York. While rumors persist that Fisk does not let inconveniences like the law stand in the way of his success, no proof of illegal activity has ever surfaced.
Either he can't type or he just invented a new swear word.
And his public image remains that of a respectable billionaire philanthropist. For many New Yorkers, Fisk is seen in much the same regard a way the mob was in Vegas decades ago. Maybe not completely honest and a power to be feared, but ultimately stabilizing force in the city, far preferable to the more lawless gangs that were openly in the streets. Though some might think this large, intimidating man fat at first glance, he actually has the strength, the power, and training of a sumo. While he does pay a cadre of well-trained bodyguards to protect him, Fisk is more than capable of taking care of himself. Max Dillon, a.k.a. Electro. Max Dillon was a downtrodden, exploited electrical worker at Oscorp, unnoticed and unappreciated, living at home with his cruel mother. While he was eccentric and scatterbrained, he had an undeniable genius for engineering. As a child, he was afraid of the dark and amazed by the electricity that banished it, but his ideas were stolen by his superiors. After being saved by Spider-Man, the lonely Max became obsessed with the fantasy that he and Spidey were close friends. A freak accident transformed Max into a being powered by electricity, leading to his incarnation at the Ravencroft Institute for the Criminal Insane. While there, illegal experiments performed upon Dillon only increased his power and furthered his lack of sanity. Unstable and losing his humanity, the man now calling himself Electro vowed to plunge New York into the darkness he felt he'd lived his whole life. And let's see. Yeah, one more after. We'll have one more after this, which we'll get to when we beat the game. I might do a little extra video afterwards because there is a lot of stuff that unlocks after you beat the game. Hunters. Unmanned robotic vehicles originally built by Oscorp to hunt Spider-Man. These have been updated and repurposed for the specific use of the joint Oscorp-Fisk Anti-Crime Task Force. Hunters are large and intimidating, twice the size of a normal police helicopter and equipped with energy-based weapons. Drones are less powerful but more maneuverable and about half the size of a police helicopter. Designed to go where hunters cannot, they fire conventional bullets from a turret located on the underside.
There are days I feel like throwing my costume in the trash and walking away.
Which
and
has
I think
happened
of all
before.
the cops and firemen who risk their lives without any powers.
Except Spider-Man has done that once or twice in his career. Actually, quite a few times. Neither requires a human pilot or a human conscience. So, but there's, I think, just one more figure. But like I said, don't get that till the end. And we'll just take a quick look at the covers. The Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh, it actually says on the front what is Uncle Ben with a young Peter Parker. Does it actually show the whole thing, or is it just a... Let me... Okay, so it's a quick skim of a few... it's not the whole issue, but it's a few panels. I'm not going to show the whole thing, because that would take forever, and it'll give you a You could probably look it up, too, frankly, so just... Ooh, this is kind of interesting. Anyway, I'm just going to show the covers for the most part, so... Spectacular Spider-Man. Number 27, The Amazing Spider-Man, number 46, 1967, the first appearance of the Shocker. Show you the cover. Oh, well, I showed you the cover. That's cool. Let's see, what else we got? It makes sense that we'd see stuff from the first appearances of people who appear in this game. Amazing Spider-Man, number 15, the first appearance of Kraven the Hunter. Amazing Spider-Man, number 226.
Missed another lecture.
Black Cat
Good thing the professor puts them online. Now, if only my term paper would write itself.
Black Cat reveals her love to Spider-Man. I forgot what happens to her after Peter gets married and all that other stuff. I'll admit I'm not familiar during the Peter is married era of his life until One More Day. We don't speak of that. This is when Spider-Man... first appearance of the Kingpin, and Spider-Man gives up being Spider-Man for the first time, or one of the first times. Number 50, 1967. Spider-Man number 3, 1963. First appearance of Electro. Yeah, look at that gaudy outfit. Although I do prefer that to the modern day. Because the modern day version that they did in the movie just looks so boring. It just doesn't stand out, you know? Yet Spider-Man does, you know? Anyway, Amazing Spider-Man number 163, 1974. Harry Osborn becomes the Green Goblin. Spoilers! No, I'm just kidding. Same thing with... Although I didn't mind the Raimi look of Green Goblin, though I prefer his original. Just because... The Amazing Spider-Man number 137. Harry Osborn becomes the Green Goblin, Part 2. Yeah, these are all classic comics, or issues of Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man numbers 361, 1992. First full appearance of Carnage. Carnage! Weird how they have Carnage appear in these games first before Venom. Weird. Ultimate Spider-Man number 8, 2001. This is when they rebooted the Marvel... Well, they didn't reboot. They created a whole new series of comics called the Ultimates to bring in new fans as well as create a whole new universe. It started out with Peter, and then for those who are familiar with the franchise, Peter actually dies about like 50 issues in or something like that, and then he gets replaced with a new character, Miles Morales, which is, we have one of his suits unlocked. Ultimate Spider-Man number 9, 2001, Learning Curve Part 2. I forgot how Peter dies in the Ultimates. I think he just dies from just his wounds from battle or something like that, and gives his and blesses Miles with the mantle afterwards. Ultimate Spider-Man number 10, Learning Curve Part 3. And these are him just learning how to do it. It is kind of sad that Peter does die in the Ultimate series, but I don't know. A lot of people like Miles Morales, so So it was and the Ultimates is supposed to be a different universe for different fans, and just reboot or restarting some people who want to read a different universe. Although, really, the only Ultimates book that really did well was like Spider-Man. A lot of the other Ultimate books didn't really do that well. Ultimate Spider-Man number 11, Learning Curve Part 4. And the final comic book, Ultimate Spider-Man number 12, The Final Learning Curve. And I guess it's him seeing all his redone villains. I think in the Ultimates
Well,
world...
there's one perk to being Spider-Man. You learn where all the best public bathrooms are.
In the Ultimates world, a lot of the villains and a lot of characters were redone because it was a chance to redo a lot of like characters, villains. I mean, that's why Peter eventually dies in those comic books. And it was a big twist because you know how in comics where death is basically just a sitting on the couch waiting your turn to come back when the writers want to bring you back because they want to do like their own comeback story. I think I'm trying to remember the first time death became pointless in just any comic. I think it was the death of Superman, actually. The fact that he comes back during the run of the series basically meant death was...
in my city. No one.
I already got rid of the bombs, dude. But anyway, it just meant that...
Respond to the Oscorp building. Set up a perimeter and assist in evacuation. We have reports of hostiles on the premises.
Yeah, the death of Superman basically...
Gotta get over there fast.
Well, let's leave him a lot faster. But anyway, yeah, the death of him and him coming back in the same issue basically just kind of like made death like not important in the Marvel universe. There are still a few things that don't get touched on in the Marvel universe, or well, actually any DC universe. There's like a few characters that don't get touched because they're considered like sanctified or whatever. Although even in today's age, that's changed slightly.
Whoa! Oscorp looks like a bomb went off, or a bunch of them. We need to find out who did it. Great. Listen, I know you task force guys think I'm the second coming of Al Capone, but there's a bigger threat right now.
The Goblin gave us this armor after he sprung us from Ravencroft. We work for him, and he wants you alive or dead. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna go with option 2.
Another
Goblin?
one?
Who's the
Listen,
Goblin?
Guys, I know crazy doesn't need a reason, but I've never met this Goblin you keep talking about.
Well, the boss knows you, and he's paying us to bring you to him, in pieces, if that's what it takes.
I actually know how to get rid of these Goblin guys pretty quickly.
Okay, listen up, minion number 4. I want answers. Your pals made it sound like Harry Osborn is this Goblin person, but he'd never do that to his own company.
I guess you don't know the boss as well as you thought.
I don't know.
Let's see this
Apparently
again
Harry
in slow motion.
Apparently Harry is this Osborn character. Okay, where's the other dude? Yeah, gliders. It's because I've done the... What are you doing up here, lady? What's wrong with you? Why are you here?
Look at this place. It could all come crashing down.
Okay,
Anyone's still in there. I've got to get them out. Fast.
We'll take care of the people. Even though we know how to do this from the fire thing, but alright. That was weird. I was like, why? Why is this lady randomly here? Oh, it's because it's the hospital.
I can't hold it for long!
Or you just throw it. Okay, where's the other?
I'm gonna write the about you. Help!
There, tell him. Ah! We'll fix you in a second as soon as I heal myself. Alright, let's heal really quick just because we don't know what's going to happen like right after the fact. Alright. Turn off that Spire Sense. That actually gets me kind of sick after a while. Ah! Don't do that here. There we go. Alright. Everyone's safe. And we defeat those glider things. Yeah, yeah. Heck yeah! Now if you'll give me some money, I mean, all for the greater good. Who's there? What the? Whoa!
God.
You need
Harry
some gel
Osborn,
for your
is
hair,
that
dude.
really you?
Does it look like me? No. Harry Osborn's dead thanks to you. All that's left is the Goblin.
You couldn't wait, could you? You tried something else.
Richard Parker's spider venom. And look, I'm a new man.
I warned you. What could happen?
I'm dying, you idiot. What else was I supposed to do?
You could have let me do research.
From now on, I take what I want, no matter who I have to kill.
Okay, creep. Man, it looks like Harry's gone insane. Great. Well, where's he going? Okay, over there. Great. Now to chase down Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin. Because a batch of random chemicals turns you insane all of a sudden. Well, looks like Peter has got his work cut out for him. Now Harry Osborn has gone freaking bonkers and is using the task force to blow up the city. So will Peter be able to knock some sense into Harry Osborn? Or is he doomed to be like this thing forever and ever? And what about Gwen Stacy? Why isn't she in this? Like, she's a big part of the movie, if she's not in this at all. Well, I don't know if she makes an appearance or not. I guess she's not because of the spoilers for the movie, but either way, we'll figure it out. So join me in the next episode of, well, possibly the last episode. I guess we'll find out, though, of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Probably not. We've probably got a couple more episodes. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.